What's up? My name is Divested Witch, and tonight I want to talk about Kelly Rowland supporting Chris Brown yet again when he gets booed for receiving the American Music Awards. Don't quote me on that. I'm not sure which award it was, but I know that when his name was called to receive the award, he got boos instead, and Kelly was offended by that and started to tell the audience that they needed to calm down. All right. Now she's doubling down on what she's saying by telling everyone that we need to forgive Chris Brown. And I'm telling Kelly, fuck you. I'm not forgiving Chris Brown. Fuck Chris Brown. To me, yes, everybody makes mistakes. But when you keep making the same mistake over and over again, it doesn't become a mistake. It becomes a intention. OK. He has a very long history of being very disrespectful towards Black women, mocking Black women's physical features. And how many times do we see these mammies who are phenotypically everything that Black men don't want? The main ones riding or dying for Black men. How many times do we see this? We see this all the time, and it is getting to the point where I'm getting secondhand embarrassment. This is why I cannot stand fucking mammies, because they have the same skin color as us. So people think that we think like they do, and we don't. As a divester, I go where I want it. I go where I'm appreciated. And I'm not going to beg or plead nor support men who are going to degrade my very image on a public scale, okay? Like Chris Brown and so many other Black men do on their platforms, all right? So she's a mammy. She has came to his defense before, putting on her cape and trying to get everybody to forget. We just need to forget and forgive and move on. Nobody is trying to move on. Nobody is trying to forget, okay? That's why his fucking ass got booed when his name got called. Because people want to let Chris Brown know that, no, you are still canceled and you will forever be canceled. All right? It's a damn shame that Brad can cancel a Black man. Ezekiel can cancel a Black man. But Black women will never cancel Black men no matter what they do. And the global perspective is looking at Black women like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Your self-esteem is that low, huh? You got this man sitting here mocking women that look just like you. You got this man on social media talking about no darkies allowed. And your dark ass is going to go, we should forgive him and I support his music. You sound like a fucking clown. You literally sound like a clown.
American Music Award goes to Chris Brown. Now, Chris Brown is not here tonight, so I'm accepting this award on his behalf. Excuse me, chill out.
Kelly Rowland tells the audience to chill out after Chris Brown's win at the American Music Awards.
You never know what to expect.
Yeah, a pretty unexpected moment as the singer presented the award for Favorite Male R&B Artist, where Chris was up against Brent Faiyaz, Giveon, Lucky Day, and The Weeknd.
And the American Music Award goes to Chris Brown.
But after reading Chris's name, the announcement was met with boos. And Kelly, she wasn't here for it and came to his defense.
Now, Chris Brown is not here tonight, so I'm accepting this award on his behalf. Excuse me, chill out. But I want to tell Chris, thank you so much for making great R&B music. And I want to tell him, thank you for being an incredible performer. I'll take this award, bring it to you. I love you. Congratulations.
Chris's AMA's win comes after a bit of controversy. Just days before the show, the singer claimed they canceled his performance last minute.
Here's a timeline of the singer's past arrests and other legal issues over the years. Chris's legal troubles began with then-girlfriend Rihanna. They were Hollywood's it couple until things turned violent. After pleading guilty to the friend Rihanna, they were Hollywood's it couple until things turned violent. After pleading guilty to the infamous altercation in 2009, he accepts a plea deal of 180 days community labor and a 1-year anti-domestic violence program. Rihanna, meanwhile, obtains a restraining order against him. He doesn't know it at the time, but this brush with the law is just the beginning of a long list of instances of the singer living up to his bad boy reputation. From 2011 to 2013, the singer accumulates a laundry list of accusations against him: dressing room meltdowns, a bar brawl with Drake, and an altercation with Frank Ocean over a parking spot. And by mid-2013, several allegations turn into legal charges. Brown's probation is revoked in July of 2013 for his involvement in an alleged hit-and-run in Los Angeles. However, the case is eventually dismissed at a hearing the following month. 3 months later, Chris is arrested on a felony assault charge for punching a man in Washington, D.C. The singer voluntarily checks himself into a rehab facility, resulting in his charge being reduced to a misdemeanor. However, he's later kicked out on November 2013 for failing to comply with the rules and regulations of his program. After being kicked out of his second rehabilitation facility and admitting to violating his 2009 probation, Brown is sentenced to 131 days in jail on May 9, 2014. After staying relatively out of trouble since his release from jail and completing his court-mandated community service, Chris is officially let off probation. The following year, after an all-day standoff with police at his home in Tarzana, California, the Grammy winner is arrested on suspicion of assault with a deadly weapon. The case is later dropped due to lack of evidence. While it seems that Brown put his troubles behind him, his ex-girlfriend Karrueche Tran obtains a temporary restraining order against him. The order is made permanent in June 2017. For 2 months straight in 2018, Chris's attorney denies several allegations towards him surrounding his behavior with women. One woman files a civil lawsuit against the singer claiming she was sexually assaulted at his home. The other woman is granted a temporary restraining order based on her allegation that Chris is harassing and stalking her. Nearly 10 years after his first encounter with the law, the 29-year-old is detained by Paris police and accused of aggravated rape. The singer doesn't hesitate to clear his name, writing on Instagram, "I want to make it perfectly clear. This is false."
So there was a TikToker who was asked, what is the most disrespectful thing a black guy has ever said to you as a black girl? And another TikTok user decided to respond, and she detailed an instance that she had at a very exclusive club that Chris Brown was at. So let's take a look.
What's the most disrespectful thing a black guy has ever said to you as a black girl?
Child, I got this one. I was 26 years old, standing in line at a very exclusive Los Angeles club. I live in Los Angeles, and I was with two light-skinned girls and one white girl. And we're walking into the club, and a very famous R&B singer, walked up to me and looked at my girl and said, you can get in, but no darkies. I kept walking because I was like, huh? He's like, I said no darkies. And I was literally escorted off the property. Let's just say in that particular day, my dating preferences completely changed. And I just want to say to him, look at me now.
So Chris Brown is currently being blasted on TikTok and Twitter after another dark-skinned woman insinuates he told her no darkies at the party. Although the woman did not mention his name, her last line, "Look at me now," was a dead giveaway. However, most TikTok and Twitter users agreed that even without her using the last lyrics as a hint, they knew that she was referring to Chris Brown. At this point, Chris Brown is notorious for being colorist towards dark-skinned women. We all know he has a preference for light, white, and Blasians, but he is notoriously colorist towards darker-skinned women. Why do you prefer one black folk over another? Why are y'all making dark-skinned people feel less than? Why are y'all making dark-skinned people feel not as beautiful? Like, really think about that when y'all start saying, like, oh, well, it's his choice. It's his choice. And you know what? We have a choice, too. Black women, stop consuming their music. Stop trying to even be in their presence.
Chris Brown has been facing a lot of backlash from his comments about black women. Now, I did make a video about this earlier, but since I made that video, there was some more stuff that kind of unfolded on social media that really just made me shake my head at Chris Brown. This all started when Chris Brown's fans pointed out a lyric in his song that said he only want to F the black bees with the nice hair. Now, some people didn't have an issue with the lyrics, but obviously it has a negative connotation to it because black people have been put down for having kinkier hair. So when he said, I only mess with girls with the nice hair, meaning looser textured hair, it kind of made some of his fans feel a certain way. Now, honestly, Chris Brown would have been able to get away with these lyrics and no one would have cared after a day or two. But Chris Brown made things 10 times worse when he responded to the criticism. He said the only people who are mad are the uglies. He also said he doesn't give a care about all the negative booty-faced girls, and he's referring to his black female fans, by the way. He called them girls with skid row edges, saying they have low self-esteem, calling them Budweiser frogs and duckheads. And he also made a video addressing his critics.
Okay, challenge. For all the angry uglies that's mad at what I said, post a picture of what you look like. Please. I'm begging you. So we can end this once and for all.
Ooh, y'all ain't sending no pictures in. Ooh. Feel dumb, don't you? Exactly.
So that was his response to all of the women who called him out on his lyrics. Now, a reality star and rapper from Love and Hip Hop Atlanta named Tokyo Vanity basically laughed off Chris's comments, and she also revealed that Chris Brown was a colorist. She said that he would not let one of her friends in his section in the club because she was a dark-skinned girl. And she wasn't the only one who made this statement. A lot of other people came out and said the same thing. Now, Chris Brown responded by showing a throwback picture on his Instagram page of a dark-skinned girl in his section, and he said, last time he was in the club in Atlanta, let's take a look around, shall we? And he added Tokyo Vanity. Now, Tokyo Vanity responded on Instagram and said this: even though I'm blocked, laugh my tail off, it probably took y'all 4 years to find a dark-skinned girl in his section. Y'all talking about one chick who he let in his section in Atlanta? I'm talking about the rules he had in his section in LA. My dude, I'm not bashing him, because in life we all have preferences and are entitled to like what we like. But keep it 100, slime. Laugh my tail off, at the club in LA, his section rules was no dark-skinned girls, and his security made sure to let the girls know and enforce that. My homegirl was there that night and her other friends. They let her friends in and stopped her, and his security said, no darkies. Like a man, stand on what you say and how you feel. Don't renege because you're being bashed. That ain't gangsta. I'm sure your fans will relay my message, since y'all fans attacking in my DMs with fake receipts. Side note, I ain't never been known for lying on no dude. Another model commented below and said, this is true. He did the same thing in Club Boca a few years ago while he begged for Kodak Black the whole time. Only reason I was in the section was because I was hosting, and they tried to get me kicked out too, but the owner wasn't having it. Now, when Chris Brown saw these comments, he unblocked Tokyo Vanity, and he went on her page and found a picture of her with no makeup on, and he said this: oh snap, Tokyo Vanity, you fine, baby girl, let me take you to dinner. So in a way, he was mocking her. And Tokyo Vanity clapped back and said this: no thank you, Chris Brown, I'm not interested, I got a man. And she also dragged him on Instagram.
Christopher Paul's Brown, stop playing with me. Okay, all that talking about can you take me out and all that, like, bitch, that shit not funny. Second of all, bitch, I'm not even your type. Bitch, you into things of, lighter complexion. Coke, heroin, Molly, acid, embalming fluid, cigarettes. I'm just saying, Puerto Rican women, white women, Asian women, and that's all fine because that's your preference and we are entitled to a preference. Bitch, all I'm doing is calling it like I see it. When we was in the club in Miami and when we was in the club in LA, in your section, your rules was no darkies. You wouldn't let my homegirl in LA, but you let all her friends in. And in Miami, you wouldn't let my other homegirl in, but you let all her friends in. But y'all was talking about no dark-skinned women. All I'm saying is, like a gangster, how you feel, stand on that. Because me, however I feel about anything, I'ma stand on it 10 toes. Don't come changing your opinion and how you feel about because everybody bashing you. And furthermore, I told my homegirl not to even be in your section because she don't even do cocoa. And then, for you to even come on the internet playing with me today, furthermore, let me know that, bitch, you must be on them drugs bad. Because, bitch, I don't even play with niggas like you, bitch. I make a real nigga bat the fuck out you. Bitch, you'll really be around LA dancing, bitch.
I shouldn't laugh at that, but after that blew up on social media, Chris Brown started feeling the pressure So he responded to his audience by posting his song called Brown Skin Girl, just to kind of prove to people that yes, he appreciates dark-skinned girls, but obviously he was pandering a little bit because before he was calling all of his critics ugly, telling them to post their picture and all of that, but he eventually succumbed to the pressure and he did backtrack. Now, even though Chris Brown got a lot of backlash, he still got some support from some of his peers in the industry. But I was surprised to see Kelly Rowland voice her support for Chris Brown. Under his recent Instagram post, she said, "We love you, Chris." Now, when I saw that, I was like, Kelly, no, please don't do this. I do understand that Kelly knows Chris personally and they went on tour together, so I definitely don't expect her to cancel Chris or stop supporting him, but I wish she would have waited for this controversy to simmer down before voicing her support, because Chris Brown said a lot of derogatory things towards black women just recently. So for her as a black woman to come under his comments and say, "We love you, Chris," kind of makes it look like she's disregarding everything he said just to stand by his side. And this is one of the reasons why Chris Brown has been able to get away with a lot of problematic things. He's been able to get away with abusing women and degrading women. And it's because people, especially his fans, have allowed him to. I will admit I am disappointed in Kelly for saying that.
It's a shame that every other race on the planet can cancel Chris Brown but black people, okay? Especially black women, because black women make up pretty much a bulk of his fan base. And these are the women that he has degraded the most, and they will still support him and stand by his side. You know why? It's because black women have no self-esteem about themselves. They have very low standards, and they simply do not care. Okay? We see this all the time with mammies online coming to black men's defenses when black men are being accused of doing horrendous things to black women. They don't care. They will still stand by that nigger's side. And it highlights how damaged the black female mind is. To think that it's normal to support men that don't love you, men that don't find you attractive, and men that don't want you. That's why you see so many of these mammies on TikTok, and they represent everything black men hate. With the 4C hair, the dark skin, the wide nose. These be the main women who be trying to ride or die for black men, who are publicly telling the world how ugly they are. It's because you bitches suffer from Stockholm syndrome and you think it's normal to humanize your own abusers. It is not normal. Go get some help. Go get some self-esteem. All right? And go where you are wanted. You shouldn't have to sit here and beg a man to want you. She represents the mammies perfectly. Because no matter what the black man does, you will stand by his side and support him. And look stupid as fuck on a global scale.